Well, here's the rad back from the repair shop. So they actually repaired, I think it was 2 or 3 pinholes on it, on both sides, the fan side and the outer side. I'm not sure why they spray painted it. Kind of not a big fan of spray painting radiator fins, but and I always jump between pronouncing it radiator and radiator. So unfortunately, this bushing or the isolator fell apart, so I have to get replacements for those. But the good news was that they could repair it, so I guess they just do some kind of soldering jobs wherever there's a leak. So this is the fan side, so that's where the fan was touching, where I thought there wasn't any damage. It looks like there was, so I might actually put some spacers, put a washer here on the mounts just to move the fan shroud off the fins a little bit. So yeah, so they blasted it with some black paint, looks like. Flushed it, I suppose, on the inside. Apparently it was re-cored at one point before. So I guess I just need to get ready to put it back in. I'll probably spray bomb the fan. Here's where the main damage was. Alright, I guess time to get ready to do some work. Well, looks like I'm not going to go so fast. It would have been nice if they actually flushed the rad of all these deposits. So I think before I put it back in, I might as well not be lazy and see what I can do about cleaning the innards of this baby. So I guess that's our before picture, and I'll see what it'll look like after I clean it out. I'm not sure if I'm just going to buy like the Prestone rad flush or what I'm going to do. I think there's all sorts of other things that people try, but I don't know if I'm feeling adventurous or experimental. You know, vinegar, I don't want to put vinegar in it. I heard ATF fluid might work, but I think I'm just going to go get the Prestone rad flush and give that a shot. Okay. It's hard to do this one on hand. Alright. Let's see if this will work. Not bloody likely, but give it a shot. Alright, just gonna get these guys set up. Kids running around. Come on. The diameters. Well, since the diameters aren't quite the right ones, it's a little bit tight with the screw. What I'll do is I'll just screw it on with the ratchet onto the fan shroud, and then I'll attach it to the mounting tabs. So I'm just going to go ahead and do all 3 to get the screw thread started onto the spacers, and then I'll mount the fan onto the rad. Okay, there we go. I got the bolts threaded through with the spacers, so hopefully this should just fasten on pretty straightforward now and give me just that little bit of safety margin. I feel like these guys are a little bit too tall, but that's what I have right now, and things just need to get done. That one for some reason. Let's try this guy. See if we can line that up. I think it's just got tweaked a little bit. There we go. switch hands here. So I think hopefully those washers, they're fairly hard plastic, so we shouldn't be introducing any wobble here. That's pretty solid. And we got a nice gap all the way around. So yeah, I mean, not high performance trapping of all the air going through the rad, but this is a Fiat. That, my friends, is an empty beer glass. And it's also the reason why I couldn't film anything, because my neighbor came over wanting to have a beer. So we had a beer while I kept on working, so the rad is installed. Everything is hooked up again. I just need to go to the store to buy some coolant and fill her up and burp it, and basically everything should be ready to rock. And hopefully their job to seal the rad worked, and hopefully they did a pressure test and everything is cool. So yeah, so I guess the next video will be after the rad's been filled, engine running, and all good. I did forget to mention, you know, when I was taking the rad out and I was disconnecting all the electrical on this side, I did actually disconnect the battery, because this car does have that thermal switch on the bottom of the rad that is live even with the ignition off. So this fan will run when the car is off if the temperature is too high. So yeah, just I should put a warning somewhere, I guess. Always disconnect the battery before you do any work on an engine. Okay, so I think it's getting kind of dark. Nice evening night. Run to the store, grab some coolant, and get the car running. So this weekend I can go for a little cruise through the countryside. Maybe I'll film that because the trees are looking really awesome. All the leaves have changed color. So it would be a perfect top-down, hat-on, scarf-on cruise through the countryside. So maybe I will do that as part of the part 2 of this. Once the rad is filled up and everything's working, we'll go for a little cruise around the countryside.